Okay, I'm going to stop that recording.
Okay.
37 minutes and start again. There we are. We're good.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Ready? We're going live on Facebook. There goes the cat. Why does this happen right when we go on?
Why? Matches your shirt.
Yes. Very much so. Okay. Now I got to refresh. Come back on. Oh, look, there we
Oh,
are. Biggity
I have
bam.
a
That's fast.
I have a cat story.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. Hopefully you have some stories because, I'm still pretty much at home. Let's see. I'm going to say hello to everyone. Hello, people on the chat.
Hey there, Facebook folks. This is
Okay.
me making my sugar skull look like it's kind of talking to you.
And there we
Yep,
go.
yep, yep.
Okay, cool. Well, hi
Oh,
everyone. Good morning. Welcome to episode 254, live 14 of the GroomPod. Obviously, we're doing a live show because I'm backed up on editing. It's been a crazy week. I have a sinkhole in my yard, a sinkhole in the horse pasture.
I've had a sinkhole. I had a sinkhole in my front yard once. That's really spooky when that happens.
It is a little spooky. Hopefully, it's just a little bit of an underground river, or maybe we're going to end up with a pond out of it. But right now, it's a bunch of holes, so I've got it all fenced off. But I've been worrying about that. I've been messing around with that, trying to distract myself with not grooming because we still have 2 more weeks to go of not grooming. But anyway, this podcast is brought to you through listener support through Patreon, and we absolutely appreciate that. And through our kind sponsors, Best Shot, Show Season, Evolution Shears, The Absorber Towel, and Cherry Brook. This week on the Groom Pod, we're going to answer your Facebook questions and anything else you might ask us while we're on here because we are live on,
Live.
yes,
It's my best kind of Sunday.
in real life.
Hello, I'm
And,
alive.
and even though Barbara and I are alone in each of our respective locations, we did mask up for you guys, but I'm about to take this off because I'm going to
I
throw it in the
love mine.
wash
I love
again.
looking at mine. I may never take mine off. I like that little yellow guy who just keeps talking to you. He's winking. I made him wink. So listen, I had I had an interesting awakening this morning, or it could have been in the middle of the night. A
Yes.
little adventures in pet ownership
Oh no.
kind of a thing. I have Betty the cat that she comes and tucks me into bed every night. She like and the and the dog is like, and I have a dog that like goes on point and tries to keep her from getting on the bed. So there's this whole little war games that goes on that Betty has to deal with and she ends up just jumping over the dog and then jumping up on the bed, and then she jumps up on my chest, and she doesn't really purr, but she gives me little teeny mews, and she touches my face with her paw, and sometimes she lays down beside me and then rubs her tail back and forth across my chin. And this morning I woke up. I usually wake up 2 or 3 times at night I have to pee, and I just say potty break, and the dogs all scatter so that I can move my legs off the bed. They know what that means, right?
Good
And
training.
and they also know that that means I'm coming back to bed, so they don't have to follow me or anything like that. So I throw the covers up and I say potty break, and I look down on the bed, and laying beside me is this giant turd or hairball.
Oh, it's even
Oh,
unidentifiable. You can't even tell which end it came from. It's so gross. Oh my
it's so
gosh.
gross you can't tell. It did not smell like shit, but the covers are wet. And so I just like escaped from the bed. I
Oh,
haven't been back there yet. And here it is noon the next day. I haven't, like I am so grossed out by things. Not only that, I had fucking guts in my living room
ew.
floor, but where I had to walk by them to get to the kitchen. And some kind of guts, and
Random guts.
random guts and body parts. And
Ah,
you know, yay, yay, yay.
I
What
just
we
had
go through.
I just had cat puke in the morning, but 3 in the
Uh,
morning. I
well,
had to
I wish I had heard it. I would have got up. I would have pushed the cat off the bed. But somehow
definitely.
this happened without waking me up. It's probably has to do with my hearing loss.
Quite
So
possibly.
anyway, I felt compelled to share that because that just makes me a real person to others out there. You know what
Well,
I mean, and you know how horrible it is to deal with that in your sleep, in your semi-sleep. You don't really want to wake up when you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night because you want to be able to go back to sleep real quick,
yeah,
right?
yes.
Well,
Oops, hang
believe
on.
me, I was awake, and then I had to go out into the living room and sleep on the futon. And of course, it takes about a half an hour for the dogs one by one to find their way, and the last one can't get up on the bed. The futon is a little bit smaller than the queen size bed, and Belle, to be shown, she can't get up. She's afraid that Leah is going to attack her. So she just sits at the side of the bed and barks at me. Hey, mom! Hey, mom! Hey, mom! And I have to get up and I just have to, like hold Leah in a way that she can't attack Belle, and then Belle will jump up on the bed. All right. Anytime she wants it, she's just become like this crybaby. She just like she's demanding from me every time if there's a and then the other day, the vacuum cleaner. My dog hasn't seen the vacuum cleaner in so long that when it was sitting in the hallway, he thought it was an intruder. You know, Marco was just like, "What's that? Oh my
What?
God, what's that?" He was afraid of it. He was gonna get it. He was gonna not get it. It was gonna get him. He was just like all undone by the vacuum cleaner because he hadn't seen it in months because it was broken. And
Ah,
of course, the person that fixed it for me found a gigantic hairball right in some unreachable part of the inner workings of the vacuum.
ew.
It's dog hair, it's cat hair.
Right, right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I had kind of an exciting thing happen. I'd been complaining that I couldn't get anyone to talk to me up at the governor's office at all.
Yeah.
I tried the small business liaison. Finally heard back from the small business liaison who told me to use the forms that I had been using at the You can take your mask off. You're alone. Take your mask off. We'd like to see your pretty face. There. I think it's so weird to walk around and have everybody's smile covered up. I think that's bizarre.
I know it is, but you know what? I'm kind of enjoying. People are getting creative with the masks.
Oh,
I
yeah,
I I like that.
that's true.
Um,
So, anyway, let me tell you my story. So,
okay.
here we are getting very close to opening up, and they held back some of the business industries for not having the proper protocols in place so that they could write the protocols about businesses that they don't know how run. So I was just trying to get the really nice protocols that the professional pet groomers in California have written up and get them to our governor so that we at least have some decent guidelines that aren't completely out of whack with what we do for a living, right? But
Right.
but I couldn't get anybody to pay attention to me, and with all the other things going on, the lines aren't being manned and the messages aren't being answered and all that. And so we were chatting on one of our local grooming groups on Facebook, and somebody said, well, the King County executive said that nobody's even approached him with their protocols or asking to get noticed, or get in early or anything. But I'm not in that county. And I thought, ooh, I need to reach out to our county. Instead of going to the state, I should reach out to and then it dawned on me that I groom his dogs.
Oh, well.
I don't always. I'm the backup groomer because his sister-in-law is a groomer I worked with 20 years ago, and he has a grooming connection. He is very much a country guy, and I happen to have his email. So I sent him an email with the attached the protocols to it and said just a few words, because I know he's a busy guy. Hey, I just wanted to send these to you and see if you can get them to our governor, because I can't seem to get them through, and I don't want our tiny industry to be held up for not having the protocols. And the next morning, I did it on a Friday night, and on Saturday morning, he emailed me back and he said he'd take them down there for us.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, and
Good,
he's,
good.
he's up there. We're a big county, so he's an important guy, and he'll get those protocols to whoever needs to see them. And whether they use them or not is up to them, but at least they're reasonable, and they explain the difference between mobile grooming and shop grooming and house call grooming and grooming in your house. So all of those are laid out a little bit differently so that it's not somebody who has no idea how mobile grooming works and shop grooming and house call grooming making up the rules for blanket rules for the whole industry. So fingers crossed that it worked, but I slept like a rock last night because I knew those were protocols were going to the right people.
I'm happy, and I'm happy for you. Like we're still just improvising here, and which means that everybody's kind of making it up for themselves and deciding for themselves whether they're legally open or not. So,
Well,
there's really no that they just don't identify our industry here in Pima County, and I don't want to dig into it because I don't want some clerk. I think I said this before. I don't want some clerk person, some bureaucrat to just make a blanket assessment, not knowing, the intricacies. And so I'm just open, and I've got to get more people to wear their masks, especially men.
oh yeah.
So I had two men customers yesterday. I had two men customers and two women customers. The women customers all wore masks, and one wore mask and gloves. I've kind of ditched the glove thing because we just do a lot of hand washing and a lot of hand sanitation, and I think gloves just move the shit around anyway. Um,
I'm
but
carrying
the
something to open doors with. That's the only time
Oh,
I really feel that's the only thing I touch in the house is the doorknob, and people don't
so
seem to
if you
realize that I
have you
shouldn't be
got
touching their
yeah,
doorknobs.
so have you got one of those gadgets?
No, they look pretty cool though. The little key.
Yeah, the little key gadget that you use. Yeah, well that's cool. Well, like I sanitize my front door handle several times a day, and I watch where people go. God, I had this woman come rushing in the front door, no mask, no nothing, rushed me at the counter, and she wanted to know directions to get somewhere.
Whee!
And she's like bursting breath all over me. And I'm rushing to get my mask on my face. I've started wearing it around my neck so that I can put something on real quick because that was totally unscheduled, like interruption, unprotected interruption.
Yeah,
And I
that's not
was,
good.
but the two men, one of them said, "Oh, Barbara, yada yada yada. This is bullshit." So like, yeah, right. Um, and the other one said, "I forgot my mask." You didn't forget your mask. You didn't wear it.
Yeah.
You didn't want to wear it, so it didn't
I'm
enter
okay.
your mind.
I'm okay if they stay away from me, but if I've got to go anywhere near, and mostly I can do everything outside. I'm not in an enclosed space with any humans ever anymore, except when I go to the grocery store and then I mask up with everything. I'm definitely going to wear a mask when I get the dogs from people, whether that just in general,
Yeah,
I'm going to do it
yeah.
until our government says not to do it, even though it's probably for in my situation
I
maybe
I
not as
I
necessary, but I'm
think
just going to do it. Doesn't hurt anything.
Me too. I think masks are here to stay in some form. They wear masks in Asia all the time. Dog groomers in Asia wear masks while they're grooming. And that's because they're very likely to get rhinitis. They have a sensitivity to dog hair and products and all of that. The groomers do, so they just wear masks. Like all their YouTube videos show them with masks. Anyway, yeah, and then
Yeah.
the one that forgot his mask, he also doesn't want to push his dogs into the kennel that I have up front. He wants to hand them to me, like chest to chest. Like I know 6 feet, dude, 6 feet. I'm saying,
Yes.
like
Everybody
I'm,
has, everybody, I'm warning everybody in front. Yeah, I'm just letting them know the night before because I text everybody. Of course, I haven't been able to start yet. I'm still waiting. But when June 1st comes or whenever they give us the release to go, I'm going to, when I do my nightly reminders, I'm just going to let people know to have their leash on the dog. Instead of handing me the dog, put the dog down, hand me the leash. Then I take it in, I spray it with alcohol, and then I hang it up or put it in a baggie, whichever. I haven't decided that yet.
I don't want to handle the leashes and collars. That's another thing. Take
I'm
it in
still
gear.
I'm
I don't
still
need
a
it.
little bit on the fence about that because I have always claimed to be and still feel very strongly for the petri dish theory of exposure to stuff and building up your immunity. I have always said that too much hand sanitizer and too much sanitation isn't good for our systems. So even though I want to take lots of precautions with everybody else, I am okay with a little germiness every now and again. Barbara's putting on her hand sanitizer right now since I said that. Because in reality, I haven't been sick for years and years and years and years. I've not missed a day of work for anything but weather for years and years and years and years and years. As a matter of fact, as far back as I can remember, I don't think I've ever missed a day at work. I've never had the flu that I can remember in my adult life. And I'm in every grubby bathroom and gross area. Now, I haven't been since this all started. The only bathroom I've used is my own. That's kind of interesting. I've never used another person's bathroom for 8 weeks, 12 weeks. I don't know how long has it been, mid
Hey,
February.
speaking of bathroom, I bought this stuff. It's coming in the mail. You drop a tablet in the toilet and it foams up to fill the inner bowl and it cleans it. And then you flush it and all that icky color discoloration and everything is supposed to be gone.
That
I
sounds like
can't
fun.
wait.
How could
I,
it work?
I don't know, but I'll tell you if it does.
Seems too good to be true.
If it doesn't work, I won't say a thing. I'll just
Yes,
say,
we'll never know.
we'll never know. But if it works, I will tell you. But I'm kind of interested. I certainly haven't stopped shopping. I'll tell you that. In my anxiety and depression, I have, like charged this and that and everything. And Amazon, man, comes about every other day. And I have supported the economy
Yeah, me too. I know. Be careful saying
because
that, Laura says. Hey, Laura Judy, I wanted to tell you when I saw your name pop up that I am another two first name people. I have two first names. I was Susie Laura, and you're Laura Judy, and I just thought that was kind of cool. So there, a little tangent. I love tangents. I've gone off the road. Hey, you know what else helped me sleep really good last night?
now
I have
what?
I have rescheduled everybody but two of my appointments. Everybody's on the books for June. I may not have a day off in June, and heaven forbid they don't let us work because then I'm going to have to really do some creative rescheduling. But I finally got everybody scheduled, and I'm feeling good about it. I'm not horribly. I've got a day or two off actually still in there now. I'm sure I'll give those away before the end of the month. But
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
be doing some live shots in June.
yeah, indeed. Yeah. So, do you
Yeah.
want to answer some questions?
Sure, shoot me. Well,
Okay.
don't shoot me, but hit me. Hit me with your best. Hit me
Okay,
with a
we
question.
okay. Well, we got a double header. We got a double header here because more than one person wanted to know about bows and bandanas during this health crisis. And Barbara doesn't do bows and bandanas anyway. And I
Once in a while.
Yeah, and I'm still doing bows and bandanas without a problem because I'm washing my hands before I put them on. And I'm washing my hands when I take the dogs in, and I'm washing my hands. I probably wash my hands 3, maybe 4 times during the groom, but always, always, always washing my hands before I put the finishing stuff on, and then immediately after giving the dogs back to them. And I take the money and I spray it down with alcohol and I spray my door. Nobody comes in the trailer anyway. That's how I'm dealing with it because, once again, I don't think that even if the virus is present in that tiny amount that might be, it won't be coming on my bows and bandanas because they've all been sequestered in their container for way longer than the virus. And I'm going to touch them with clean hands. So, and I wear a mask when I take the dogs back so I'm not breathing and sneezing on the bandanas
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I don't think we need to worry about bows and bandanas, and furthermore, bows and bandanas are porous fabric that is not. It's the hard surfaces that really hold the virus. It's the countertop. It's the toilet bowl. It's the tabletop. It's not the dog fur. Yeah, somebody wrote about that in their area of the UK, groomers are dressing in complete hazmat outfits.
Well, they released the service industry, like for the hair salons and the barbers, and they're having to practically do that. They're having to have a gown for each client and clean stuff for each individual client. She does 10 to my tenant is a hairdresser and she does 10 to 12 people in a day. She has to buy a different gown for each person and take it off and put a new gown on, according to the service industry reports from our governor. So that's what I was trying to avoid by sending our protocols over there, because I don't want to have to groom in a gown and a mask.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to have to do freaking gowns, but I wear an apron and I wash it frequently.
Yeah, I spray it down with alcohol because it's a good, shiny apron, and so I just spray it with alcohol every time between the dogs. Make sure it's clean when I go to get the next dog in that way. And then I wash it with my wash.
I see, now this is where I don't get as worried. Like, I'll wash my hands a whole lot, but I'm not worried about contracting or transmitting virus from my grooming to dogs or from dogs to me.
Well,
I'm just
what I've heard
not.
What I've heard is it can go from people to pets, but that there has been only a few incidences of that, including the tigers in the Bronx,
Well,
but
I
that it
think you
can't
fucking
go
have
the
to.
other direction. It doesn't go from pets to people that way, and that's why it was so surprising that we ended up with it, but probably because it was ingested, not eat. Well, who knows though? We'll never know the answer to that. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think.
I don't think I don't.
Yes. Don't.
Uh, it's so rare.
Well, that's it.
It's so rare. Like, first of all, they're not tigers, they're dogs,
Yep.
and there hasn't been that much instances of dogs catching virus at the groomers.
Right.
Maybe dogs catching virus from a highly virulent owner
Yeah.
locked in a home.
Yes.
But that's a highly virulent, sick person with a cat.
Right. No, I agree.
Maybe a Shih Tzu that doesn't have enough nose to. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get obsessive compulsive about that. I'm gonna be very diligent about my mask wearing, my cleaning the doors and the surfaces and the kennel in which I ask people to put dogs. People are less wanting to do that this week. And
Okay, well, maybe the reason I'm willing to spray my apron is because I don't really have to do a whole lot extra in my grooming environment because no one comes in there. I like take my personal space with me from house to house and no one goes in there. You're not allowed in there. That's all my area. I've already given it my cooties. I keep it clean. I spray it down, but spraying down my apron, that looks like I'm doing something additional. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're allowed to do that. Anything
Yep.
that keeps you in having peace of mind and comfort in your workspace, just go ahead and do it. If you got to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
don't let me stop you. You know.
All right.
But the other thing that I'm doing is that I'm hiking my prices.
Oh, really? Tell me about that.
Well, I've been working uh, under the under the been working between the lines, behind the scenes,
Occasionally.
behind the closed sign
I won't tell.
occasionally.
There's only
And
7,000 people listening that. Don't
listen,
tell
I
anybody,
have
Barbara. Go ahead. Carry on.
oh, but they're all friends,
It's
right?
true. It's true. Oh, my God.
Listen,
Yeah, Barbara needs
yeah,
to keep the money going a little bit more than I do, so I
yeah,
get it.
I'm in a little bit more of a desperation situation here in my old age, and there's a bankruptcy is not an option. So, like we've been doing a little bit undercover, um, and I've been working alone, and I've come to gain a deeper appreciation of how fucking hard it is.
Well, thank you.
And so I've just, like my happy price has just gone up. Like what's going to make me happy at the end of the day when I go home with having an asthma attack? Well, having a little bit more money. Now, yesterday is a good example. Yesterday we did. I think I told you a few weeks ago. I have a new client that's a Wire Fox Terrier, former grand champion. Now, that's a champion of champions.
Ah,
So
yes.
this is a really well bred and well behaved uh, wire fox terrier with an extremely thick coat to be hand stripped, and came in to be. And she had told me that in the summer she likes him taken down really short. Well, the first time I did him kind of my early spring grooming where I raked him out real good and took out about a third of the hair. And he looked very good, but in her mind, it wasn't quite short enough. And she let me know that when she rebooked him. So we went for it. And I had Yvonne come in and do some of it for me because I am having a bitch of a time with my hands. And in fact, we got to a point at the end of the first day where there still was a little bit of side coat. The sides are harder to hand strip than are the top line and the back is really easy, especially if you can just like point the dog away from you and just go for it. But when you start doing the sides, it's a little bit trickier and it's a little bit more sensitive for the dogs. And we just didn't get to the point where we felt that it was complete. And I also had no hands left to do the finishing of the head. So I called and asked for the dog to come back in. And so the dog came back in for a second session. And I thought, well, normally I would charge $150 to do a dog in 2 sessions, but I want $175. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to ask for that. So, I mean, I just went for it, Susie. I
And
just said, and she tipped me $25.
interesting. See, I think that's a far better idea than grooming homeless dogs. just my observation. I feel better about you.
No, God, no. Listen, I have all of these things that occur to me while I'm grooming. I have another issue, and I have another grooming industry issue that I want to raise, and I don't know how to raise it, but it means something to me. Can I speak to it?
I don't know. Are you going to cry? I hate it when you
No, I'm
cry.
not gonna.
Okay.
Not gonna
Okay.
cry, but I'm
Okay.
gonna raise the question
Please,
of
yes.
why is the grooming industry as we know it such a white bread industry?
Oh, yeah, no, no, no
You
crying
know
in that
what?
one.
Before, like while I was grooming for years and years, I was a musician and I played percussion. I played Afro Cuban percussion, and I had a lot of diverse friends, and I had diverse students, and we had Africans that would come in and give us African lessons, and Cubans that would come in and give us Cuban lessons. And like there was just a real racial mixture that would show up in my life, and I loved that. I enjoyed that so much. And then I made a decision to put my priority with the pet grooming because I had to decide where to put my hands to work. When they started giving me a little bit of trouble, and they
Right.
started dropping drumsticks and stuff like that, I said, you know what? I think I've got to prioritize my real money, and my future is in the grooming industry. And I did that, and I miss the racial diversity. Now, I know that people of color are getting their dogs groomed. Now, are they getting their dogs groomed just at low cost places? Are they getting their dogs groomed? Is there a whole groomers of color group that we don't even know about?
Maybe.
What is going on there? I want to invite some interaction about that. I want to invite because I really miss having a more diverse. I right now I have about two Hispanic customers and no black people.
I have zero Hispanic customers, zero, and I
Black,
have two black customers. And they're
I
married to white ladies, so they're mixed race
the the
families.
the
I have
last
no,
black.
yeah, I have no
Yeah,
exclusively black families.
the I used to
Yeah,
have Diego, the wire fox terrier, and they were a black couple, and the wife's name was Hope. I loved that. Hope. What
yeah.
a sweet name, and she was a sweet person. The husband not so much. But but
Okay. Well, we can
they left
discuss
me but
diversity
I
and grooming. That's an
yeah,
interesting
so
topic.
I think diversity on grooming, I just want to put it on our plate
All
and
right.
open it for discussion,
Yeah.
conversation, feelings.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not so interested in your feelings, but information, facts.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
want
like
some
feelings.
information and facts from you right now. Good
Okay.
information and facts about how we can keep our hands functioning because you've got that trigger finger thing. Tell us a little bit
Oh,
about trigger finger and how you're
okay.
dealing
So
with it.
I almost I had such a bad problem, and I had another hand strip dog last week that I couldn't finish in one session. That I just had to stop because my thumb. I'm gonna hold. Let's see if I can get my hand in the camera. Hello, camera. Here it is. Okay, so see, my thumb locks like this. It locks like that, and I can't get it open. And I have to stretch it open, and then I hold a comb or something, and it will lock like that again. And the comb just, sometimes I can just take a comb and slip it in there, except that when it's locked like that, there's pain going all the way up to my elbow. And that other times my fingers snap, and they can snap. These two can snap together. They can curl. They just snap either hand. and we have to straighten it. And Yvonne has a similar problem. Yesterday, when we were doing the wire fox terrier, both our hands were snapping, and we would be plucking away, and then one person's hand would snap, and the other person would take that person's hand and massage it and unlock it and love it a little bit and give it back to its owner. And then we were taking care of each other and doing the dog at the same time. These two viejas, old ladies,
Shit.
viejas grooming. Those
Sorry.
viejas grooming, two old ladies grooming. So it was funny but not funny, and it was very painful. And mine got so bad that I had to say I can't do anymore
Can I
because I could.
interject? Can I interject for a second? Sorry. I accidentally blocked one of the people on the chat room and I need to I don't know how to unblock her. I'm so sorry, Leah. What am
What did you do? You bitch!
I know. I don't want her to think I don't like her.
Oh
Oh
God!
my god. I'm sorry, Leah. I don't know if I can ever get you back on the chat. It's very weird. I touched the wrong button. All of a sudden it blocked you. God, I'm embarrassed. Okay, so carry on with your trigger finger. I'm sorry.
So so um, it's clear to me that I have to start some kind of a daily or every day I work kind of protocol, some kind of treatment and whatever. So I looked it up again. There are two main exercises or things to do. That's interesting that there's two main ones. One is to massage. Where's my hand in the camera? Massage the base of the thumb or the finger. And I've got one of these little knotty things, knots here. I need to massage
Go
that.
the other direction. There you go. There's her hand. Look at
There
that.
I am. Hi.
Where's your naughty
So
thing?
right here.
Oh, yours is down there.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
mine.
that's yeah, yours yeah. Gotta massage that thing.
Yeah,
So
look.
massage is important to kind of break up the fibrous uh crap, okay?
Okay.
Break it, you need to break it up, and you can do the pads at the bottoms of your fingers if they're snapping any place. And of course, fighting the inflammation is important. So I'm going to start taking the 8-hour Tylenol. And I have these excellent gel hot cold wraps that are rectangular, 4 inches wide, 10 inches long, and they go.
Other way. See, we can get this down.
They go. Hello. Right along from
Okay.
you can either put them up into the pads of your fingers and they'll stretch down into your wrist, or you can put them right at your thumb and they'll stretch up till your elbow.
I got
And
a
the
question.
thing about the gel is that it just kind of fits to the contours of your hand and arm, and it makes it real good. And then if your other hand is bothering you, you can just hold your own hand and get cooling on this in the carpal tunnel area and on the thumb area from that thing. So I highly recommend those 10-inch long, 4-inch wide gel um,
They have them at the dollar
pads.
store, cooling packs. So,
Yeah,
Barbara, is
cooling
that a
packs.
ganglion cyst that you have on there? Lori
I
mentioned that.
think that is a ganglion cyst that I have on that. Do you remember that you're supposed to hit it with a Bible?
Yes, the Bible cyst. Yeah, I have.
Well,
I have
it
them.
doesn't it doesn't help. It just hurts. Don't do
Depend,
that.
depends on where it is. If it's on a bony protrusion, you can pop it, and then that helps, but it comes back. But yeah,
Yeah, mine comes and goes, but it's more coming than going lately. I'm telling you, and so I'm gonna deal with the inflammation, and then the other exercise that they recommend is that you stretch your hand. Whoops,
right,
out of
all the
there.
way out.
See, all the way out. And I find myself doing that in when I start having a problem. I usually start shaking the snapping, but then if you stretch it out, it's going to help everything line back up.
I was doing exercises for a little while that included some hand exercises. I haven't done them. Maybe I should get back to that. That was
Yeah,
fun.
I think I have to get back to doing that because this is career breaking that I'm having right now. Uh, and I've already had the cortisone injections in my finger pads that were excruciating shots that didn't even give me a day of relief.
Not one day.
Not one day. No, Susie, it was such a waste. And I didn't really like the hand doctor.
Oh,
I
that's
thought he
worse.
was, I thought he was kind of a little bit of stereotypical arrogant surgeon, young arrogant surgeon.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
uh,
Well, what they did with my
it's,
ganglions, Lori, is they took a huge ballpoint pen size needle and sucked the juice out of there. And they got most of it out of the one on my wrist, and it came back. And then they sucked it out again, and the second time it did not come back, and it has not come back. The one on my wrist. The one on my foot is still there. I've not had it swell up, so it's not bothering me. I just leave it alone. But yeah, they're so annoying. For me, I've got basal joint arthritis. That's what you're seeing there, that huge weird shape of my thumb. But I can still scissor, and it only hurts if I whack it really hard or try to use my thumb. I,
I was wrapping my hand a la Susie with my, see, I've got vet wrap right at my
right.
table. I um, I keep it right on the right where I can grab it. It's so helpful. Something I wouldn't groom without that I groomed without for decades, but now
Oh,
I
yeah.
just love having it right there.
Other
Um,
uses for vet wrap. That's a good topic. Other uses for vet
yeah,
wrap. So wrap it around your tails and ears if you don't want to suck them in the clipper vac.
right. Or like I know the bearded collie. She likes to put her tail down between her rear legs, and then I'm scissoring her feet. And I said, "Oh shit! I just scissored the tip of her tail." Fortunately, I did a good job, and it looked fine.
The worst one was when I sucked in a massive chunk of my ponytail in the,
Of
I
your
should vet
own
wrap my own
ponytail.
ponytail. Oh yeah. It just
Yeah, well,
now finally has
that's
evened out.
Clipper. That's Clipper back stories.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
There are a
what else
few
do you
of
use vet
those.
wrap for? Do you ever use it on
Uh,
the cat feet?
yeah, but I'm not doing cats anymore.
That's
But
true.
um, uh,
That you saving the ears and the tail from me making a mistake has been the best help from
yeah,
the
having it
vet wrap.
for the ears, and Yvonne has gotten with the program, but so she oftentimes when she's drying a dog, she will do the tail and then wrap it for me or for herself and for me, because they can just like cover up their whole backside with that tail, and you don't get a good result. So I love using the vet wrap. It's inexpensive. I buy a box of 12 of them, and and I just use them all the time. And so wrapping your wrist and wrapping your thumb, that's helpful. That's not going to cure the situation, but it's going to help you endure. And endurance is the name of the game here.
I
You
use I
know,
use vet wrap to wrap my basal joint arthritis hands. So I buy it by the case. Actually, I buy 3 cases at a time, and I get the 1 inch in lots of different colors so that I can entertain myself with it. But I have found that if you have a band aid and you need that band aid to stay on in the water, vet wrap.
oh yeah, and I vet wrap. I vet wrap pumice stone for hand stripping.
Yeah, handles of stuff like my clipper vac hose is
Yeah,
vet wrapped.
I vet wrap my big fat wooden handle poodle combs to make the handles more ergonomic. I
Huckleberry's perch is vet wrapped so that he can hang on better. Hey, I got one
That's
more thing to say because we're at 47 minutes, so that's pretty cool. We're never going to get to any of these other questions, so I hate to say it. We'll just save those for another day. One other thing I discovered is the best shot sentiment bottles. You know, they come in the
yeah,
small ones, not the gallons. Those really nice pump bottles.
yeah,
They are the absolute best dish soap dispensers ever made on the planet. I'm going to buy like several more of the small bottles just so that I can have them for the dish soap dispensing purposes. And those new bottles that I bought, the condiment bottles that you just squeeze out, you don't have to take the top on and off and all that stuff.
yeah.
My label maker, the labels do stick on those. For some reason, I've had the worst time with that. So now all of my shampoos are labeled with what's in them. I don't have to guess
Oh, I love you.
anymore. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. OSHA
it's
loves you for that.
it's the little things, you know. It's the little things.
It is the little things. I have actually been thinking how to approach Best Shop to. I would like to have the Sentiment three products for sale.
Oh, for
Um,
sure. That's a good idea.
I don't sell very many, but I have a feeling that I would sell more. That's a very attractive product, and it's really and they're very good. And I just would like to be able to do that. I wish I had more capital, just more capital to play with and to do. And like I just
Yeah.
don't have that. But I'd like to do that and uh, and just kind of have a better display of retail stuff up here. People go through my retail area like it doesn't even exist.
I don't have a retail area, but I was very lucky that Michael from Cascade Grooming Supply, my good buddy, he has decided not to carry some shampoos, and he gave me a box of samples of shampoo he's
Yeah.
not carrying anymore, and I've been passing it out to my clients plus using it on my own hair. It's actually show season bliss. I love it. So he gave me these little bottles, and I've been given a little show season 2 ounce bottle of bliss to my clients that I like a lot so that they can wash their own dogs during this little vacation we've all had.
Oh,
I thought that's great.
I did want to say one more mask thing.
Okay.
Paper masks are again available at reasonable prices, and I have paper masks in a little basket right at my front door, and they have been disappearing. Every now and then, someone will put one on to come in, but sometimes they take one as they go. And I even had somebody's girlfriend who was out in the car. I made him put one on to do the toenails of his dog
Uh
because
huh.
we worked together on that. So then while I'm doing the toenails, the girlfriend comes in and she steals one from me. And I said, and I just waved at her so she knew that I saw her doing that. It was okay with me. I'm not stingy. I mean, the first box that I got probably cost me about $1 a mask, but they're a lot less than that now. They're becoming available, and it's a nice thing to have. My post lady came in and she asked me, "Can I have one of these? I forgot my mask today." I was so glad to have one for her.
That's nice.
That wasn't that nice. So
Yep.
like, and that just made me feel just okay that these masks are kind of going.
They're
That's
shareable.
fine. They're
Yep.
shareable. Yeah, take one, use it.
Yeah, I
That's
like it.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So you can get them on Amazon now. You can get them also if you want to wait a while. You can get them from AliExpress.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, so obviously the reason that we're doing this live show is because I haven't released episode 253 yet but it is coming. I will have it out in the next probably day and a half. It's just I got started on it late, and then all
Oh,
heck broke loose in the past year.
you're just such a picky editor, you know, like
There is that.
that you're
I
such a perfectionist, you know.
I tried to let it go without going through it, and I just found that I couldn't. I can't do it. I can't listen to it.
Well,
I pick it apart. Besides, I just like that it sounds so groomed or well groomed. That would have been another good podcast name, would have been Well Groomed. But then there's
yeah.
that movie, and that was, they did that creative movie, so that wouldn't have been good. But anyway, all right. Well, I think that I should probably get out there and help my horseshoer shoe my horse. He doesn't like
All
to stand
right.
out there by himself.
You give
Cool.
him some moral support,
Yeah, send some
and
cash.
we'll meet here again next week
Yeah, sounds
with
good. Happy,
hopefully some interesting topics. So
yeah,
let
maybe
us know
some
your
grooming.
burning questions. Always ask us your burning questions. And I want to give a shout out. I've sold about 3 bathing beauties in the last month. So helpful.
Yes,
So
yes.
helpful, people. Darn it, I love to sell a bathing beauty. It's just like, excuse me, it's easy money, and I so deserve that.
Yeah.
So
Excellent. Well, we
not
want you to have
gouging
some
or
easy
anything.
money.
Yeah, we want to have some easy money. I'm happy to support the bathing beauty, and I'm happy to support you. If you've never used a bathing beauty, oh, you need one. It just revolutionizes your bathing experience. And
Absolutely.
you know,
So the
um,
mask came from Amazon or AliExpress, and Julie says to put a donation jar by your mask, and that people will probably chuck a buck in there.
uh,
Eh, eh. I think it's
yeah, or
just a
the
goodwill service. I think it's a very
yeah, I
nice
think
thing
it's
to do.
there's a tip jar on the counter. You
Yeah.
know, people.
Right.
I have been getting larger tips
Oh,
during this
hazard
time. I've
pay.
been, yeah, hazard pay. Like my people, just on the average are just like upping their contribution. They're
I'm looking
really,
forward to
really
that.
my customers are so grateful that I'm here patiently grooming their babies.
Well, I'm going to reap the rewards. I'm hoping for lots of snacks and all kinds of good stuff being lavished on me when I finally show up at people's houses. It's going to be great. I want to get back to life. I want to go ride a roller coaster. I had to cancel my big trip to Ohio. I'm
Oh,
devastated.
honey.
Yeah. But the good news is, well, it's good news for me. My annual passes, actually, I have season pass to Six Flags and a season pass to Cedar Fair. They're both good for a whole nother year. So, and I had a huge refund on my airplane tickets. So I've got a big bank full of credit for Alaska Airlines and free theme park tickets to anywhere I want to go. So things are looking
So
up.
get in that front seat when you ride that roller coaster, so all your stuff goes back that way.
Oh no, I'm a backseat definitely. I'll take it all and it'll
uh,
build my immunity. I'll be fine. I was
I
riding the roller coasters in February, remember? I was out there rubbing elbows with people in February, breathing nasty, disgusting air from them, and I still made it this far. So fingers crossed I'll make it till next week and we can do this all over again. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you next week on the GroomPod. Bye-bye now.
who loves you?
Only B-Bird. Oh no, wait, I do too.